Italian football on ESPN.
Anyway,
This is the first end of an unprecedented night on ESPN and in the NFL. A Monday Night Football doubleheader. The San Diego Chargers and the Oakland Raiders come up from Northern California. As soon as we're done, their battle in the AFC West. Whoever wins will be in first place in the AFC West after the results from yesterday. Brad Nessler, Ron Jaworski, Dick Vermeil, and Bonnie Bernstein have it for you right after we're done here in Washington.
the coach, Dick Vermeil.
It'll be fun to listen to Jaws and his old coach, Dick Vermeil, with Brad after this one. Derek Frost kickoff. Returned by Williamson. Takes it to the 25-yard line. Mike Sellers leading the special teams charge. Well, Brad Johnson, former Super Bowl winning quarterback, very steady on that opening drive. Hit some big passes, including one to Williamson, to set up the Viking touchdown.
Imagine yourself holding onto a moving rocket as it propels at speeds over 300 miles per hour. With ESPN, you can experience the fastest quarter mile in all of sports. The best in each class. Top fuel, funny car, pro stuff, motorcycles, pushing their machines as fast as the laws of physics will allow. NHRA drag racing on ESPN.
September 11, and on this day in 1935, Hayden Bunton, one of the greatest Australian footballers ever, won a record third Brownlow medal. The medal is awarded annually to the best and fairest players in the Australian Football League, as adjudged by the field umpires. Also on this day, world champion distance runner Qiu Zhanjie smashed the 1,500 metres record at the Chinese National Games in Beijing. Her time of 3 minutes 50.46 seconds was 2 seconds inside the previous best time, which had been set 13 years previously. September 11 was also the day 2 rally drivers and a television cameraman ended up in hospital after a spectacular accident during the Australian Rally Super Series in Tasmania. Amazingly, the cameraman suffered only a bruised shoulder, whilst the driver of the car broke his arm and his co-driver suffered concussion.
Opening quarter, opening night for the Vikings and the Redskins. 18th meeting between these teams. They didn't play last year, did last game in 2004. Drive start from the 25. Chester Taylor scored the touchdown in the first drive. Gets 5 here. Marcus Washington takes him out of bounds.
We talk about Brad Johnson's ability to manage the game. He knows where everyone is, and he knows where trouble is. First thing he's going to do, he wants to go to the left with this ball. Doesn't have it. Nobody there. Everybody's covered. Let's come back and work the middle of the football field. No one's there. All right, now, I have no place to go with the football. Let me just get it away. I'll come back and try another down. 3 out of 5, 70 yards on that first drive. Troy Williamson with a couple of big plays in it.
Second and 5, the tight end Wiggins in motion, and there was movement with Artis Hicks, the right guard.
False start. Offense, number 79. 5 yards, still second down.
Mike Carey was stopping the clock and doing false start at once. But he smoothly moved the timeout into that. Well, what does Brad Johnson do in addition to making those smart decisions? Complete passes. 10 seasons in a row, over 60%, an NFL record.
He's played for 6 different coaches. He's had a winning record for 6 different coaches.
And nobody keeps him.
You'd want to pick him up if he won for you, you'd think.
Second and 10, Taylor. It's to the 32-yard line.
Okay, here's what we have with Brad Johnson. He's drafted in the 9th round. They don't have 9 rounds anymore. All these guys drafted ahead of him, all of them out of football. David Klingler now at the Dallas Theological Seminary. Okay, Craig Erickson has a great job, yacht broker in Miami. I mean, better there than Omaha, obviously. One big score, you're set for the whole year. Bucky Richardson, water and waste treatment in Houston. You better keep your shoes on if you're in water and waste treatment, pal.
And Brad's still quarterbacking in the league. Third down throw complete to Jermaine Wiggins for the first down at the 38-yard line. Adam Archuleta made the tackle, but Wiggins, who caught 69 passes last year, keeps this drive alive as the quarter comes to an end. Vikings have converted all 4 of their third downs in the first quarter. Each team scored on its opening drive, 6-3 after 1.
You want game? This fall, ESPN Game Plan has up to 150 extra college football games. Key matchups and rivalries from major conferences, all available when you order your exclusive ESPN Game Plan pay-per-view package. It's maximum college football.
Get full access to live college football games online with ESPN's Game Plan. To order Game Plan, go to ESPN.com and search Game Plan.
Fortuitous bounce here. Jacoby Ford put it in the playbook. 92 yards. Wow. Oh, great catch. Little Pumper was missed.
Just right.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Beautiful night to open the Monday night season for these teams. Santana Moss had a big play as part of the Redskins' only drive of the quarter that led to a field goal. This is Minnesota's second drive. They lead it 6-3. Michelle Tafoya, Susie Colbert on the sidelines, Mike Tirico, Joe Theismann, Tony Kornheiser here in the booth on Monday Night Football.
Minnesota has been extremely impressive with an offense that is brand new. I don't think we can stress that enough. Brad Johnson and this entire offense, new fullback, new halfback, wide receivers, everything's new about this offense, and they've been very efficient.
Quarter starts with a first down. And Johnson goes right back to Wiggins, who put himself airborne. Sean Taylor separates him from the ball, and it goes out of bounds. It's a completion, fall out of bounds. It's going to be marked back where it went out at the 41. Marcus Washington there as well.
Oh, boy. This is what a strong safety's supposed to do in support. Now, just to put in perspective, Wiggins is 260 pounds.
Why is he hurdling? Does he think this is a steeplechase? That's nuts.
Doesn't think it now.
That's the last time he'll do that. He's lucky that wasn't his head that came out, just the ball.
Very close to being in control of the ball when his butt hit the ground, and then it spit out, but it's 4 yards here on second down in the second quarter. He wouldn't waste a challenge on that. Johnson flushed and another throwaway. Susie Colbert on the sideline.
Well, Mike, the Redskins defense, besides giving up an early touchdown, also took an early hit. Safety Pearson Preeler, who we saw go down on the opening kickoff, being called a right leg injury. He will not be back. In addition to receiving quite a bit of attention behind the bench, he was also consoled quite a bit. Imagine the disappointment of going out on the very first play of the season.
Devastation. The guy who was starting beside Sean Taylor. 3rd and 8. Pressure. It's picked up as Johnson goes deep for Williamson again, right through his arms. Williamson showed that extra burst with the ball in the air. Carlos Rogers defending. Minnesota punts.
Unbelievable throw.
Oh, right there.
Just, I mean, Brad Johnson could not throw the football any better. They said they needed Troy Williamson to step up and be the guy to take them to another level. That would have been the next level.
Louis, the former UCLA Bruin, to punt. Antoine Randall is an addition to this Redskins punt return unit that they hope will change field position.
5-yard penalty is still 4th down.
Well, now we want to see if Kluwe can hold on to the snap for punting. We saw he couldn't hold on to it as the holder for place kick.
And I know what Redskins fans want to see.
I want to see Antoine Randall back returning punts. This is why the Redskins signed him.
Second-year kicker gets it away. 40 yards. Fair caught by Randall. It'll mark it just past the 25. Second series for the Redskins offense that Mark Brunell moved down the field okay. About 66 yards in that opening drive. The veteran back under center when you come back to Washington.
You want game? This fall, ESPN Game Plan has up to 150 extra college football games. Key matchups and rivalries from major conferences. All available when you order your exclusive ESPN Game Plan pay-per-view package. It's maximum college football.
Get full access to live college football games online with ESPN's Game Plan. To order Game Plan, go to espn.com and search Game Plan.
Major League Baseball on ESPN. Wednesday from Detroit. One more time, the Rangers' lack of pitching became their Achilles heel. But they hope to make a difference in the playoffs when they visit the Tigers. Rangers, Tigers, Wednesday live on ESPN.
ESPN's Monday Night Football is brought to you by HD TV, powered by DLP. It's amazing. It's the mirrors. Men's Warehouse. You're going to like the way you look. The all-new Mazda CX-7, the SUV you never saw coming. And EA Sports Madden 2007, in stores now.
The nation's capital, all the monuments and very memorable buildings, all seen in a different light tonight as you see the lights, the 184 points of light skyward from the west side of the Pentagon, where American Airlines Flight 77 crashed 5 years ago today. It's a day of conflicting emotions here in Washington for sure. The joy here and the pain reminder 15 miles away. Brunell, first down pass for Chris Cooley's incomplete. Ben Lieber was in coverage.
We talked about this before. Joe Gibbs giving up the play calling. He's in the Hall of Fame as an offensive guy. He told us the other day the only thing he ever did on defense was walk down to the defenders and say, stop him, stop him. And he's got 3 Super Bowl rings, and he gave up play calling, which is how he made his name for Al Saunders. And granted, Al Saunders is wonderful at this, but for Joe Gibbs to give up the play calling is, to me, a great act of humility to say he's better than I am. He's not in the Hall of Fame.
Extremely unselfish.
Liddell Betts back in the backfield. The quick toss to Moss. And Ben Lieber, the free agent acquisition for the Vikings, helped lead the charge over there defensively. We'll have third down coming up. Well, go back to that, Joe, because you were on the other end of that, quarterbacking for Joe Gibbs. Are you surprised to see no play sheet in Joe Gibbs' hands?
I am surprised, and had a chance to talk to him about it, and I said, what's it like? He said it was different. It is different. He can manage the game now instead of just being focused totally on the offensive side of the ball. I think he recognized that he was away so long that he needed someone to come in and expand what they wanted to do on offense. He wants to win a world championship. That's why he brought Al Saunders in.
Brunell on third down, just throwing it away. With the pressure that came from Minnesota, the question is, as he was retreating there, was he still within the tackle box? There was not an eligible receiver over there. And Mike Carey says he was out of the box, so fourth down.
Just to get back to that point, Joe Gibbs is becoming more of a CEO. I mean, the analogy you'd use in college is almost to Bobby Bowden, who prowls the sidelines a little bit, but is not active in calling offense and calling defense.
But he will make the big decisions, whether to go for it, whether to punt, whether to fake a punt, all that stuff.
It's a Derek Frost punt, and not a very good one. Out of bounds at the 37. Frost, who was in some hot water as the preseason got started, they brought in another kicker just a week before the season to test him out. Only hits it 31 yards there. Good field position for the Vikings when you come back.
South Africa's top performers now playing on ESPN.
Boy, you talk about celebrities here tonight. Tom Cruise sitting in the owner's box of owner Daniel Snyder. They now have a business relationship after Paramount dumped Cruise.
Cruise signed on to do movies, and Dan Snyder will have something to do with that.
Katie Holmes is with him. Just wanted to let you know that.
Personal friend of yours?
Well, as of about a half hour ago.
When I talked to her before the game, she said, first down and a run. Sean Taylor, another big hit on Chester Taylor as he met him after the gain of 6.
Offense number 78. 10-yard penalty, still first down.
Matt Burke, the center from Harvard, back from injuries last year.
I think we have some animation here of Dan Snyder, the owner not just of the Redskins, but of Six Flags, you know, which is an amusement park all over the country, and his new hire, Tom Cruise.
Right.
And we were thinking that maybe they could get in the ride business together, and maybe you could do a Mission Impossible ride, or maybe you could do a Top Gun ride. I think you'd stay away from a cocktail ride, or, you know, what was the other one? Rain Man. It would go too slow, wouldn't it?
It's good, Tony. I like that. Minnesota, after its 4th penalty of the game, the screen is deflected and incomplete. And it almost turned into a Warwick Holdman touchdown going the other way.
Demetric Evans is the guy that swatted that one up. The Redskins were unbelievable a year ago. 4% of all the passes thrown, they deflected. Here comes the rush. McKinney tries to cut him. Look at the great job he does playing off the tackle and then not getting a piece of the ball.
And, Joe, you talk about the deflections. Remember the playoff game, Chris Sims deflected a couple of times, turned into picks, and only the Bears deflected passes more than the Redskins did last year. 2nd and 20, back to Taylor. Nowhere to go. Philip Daniels off the defensive end makes it 3rd and long.
Because if that was very important, deflecting passes, you'd go out and sign a couple of 7'5" guys, stick them in a uniform, say stand straight up and bat it away.
The problem is guys that big can't move with the agility of these defensive linemen at 6'3", 6'4", some of them 6'5".
Or you could hire a giraffe, put him in a uniform, and see if the quarterback could get it over his head.
On a down and distance like this, the Redskins cannot commit a holding penalty and give up a cheap first down.
3rd and 18, Taylor coming for pressure. Sean's picked up. Johnson throws it deep. Incomplete. Carlos Rogers covering Marcus Robinson. Those of you tuning in just after 8 in the East, 7 in the Midwest, on this September 11th, 91,000 strong fans with flags and celebratory start after the emotional moment of silence. Clinton Portis, 2 plays, only 1 run. Brad Johnson led a nice opening drive for the Vikings that resulted in a touchdown. A missed extra point is the reason Minnesota has 6. Washington a field goal on its first drive. And now the exchange of punts. Randall L. waiting for this one. 36-yard kick. He came to get it. Made a man miss. Picked up a great block from Sean Taylor. And another great block. And Randall L. keeps the play alive. And is held just shy of midfield.
It's worth the price of admission. That one return tells you what it's all about.
And Sean Taylor and Carlos Rogers know I can throw big blocks to set my guy up. Rogers had the second one. Good return for Randall L.
Imagine yourself holding onto a moving rocket as it propels at speeds over 300 miles per hour. With ESPN, you can experience the fastest quarter mile in all of sports. The best in each class. Top fuel, funny car, pro stuff, motorcycles, pushing their machines as fast as the laws of physics will allow. NHRA drag racing on ESPN. America's top performers, now playing on ESPN.
Just about 3 minutes into the second quarter, Minnesota 6, Washington 3. Clinton Portis back in the game. Crowd electrified by the blocks and that return on the punt by Randall L. to give Washington its best field position of the night. And on first down, here goes Portis to the left side. Chris Samuels couldn't get the block. He's going to lose a couple of yards. We mentioned Tom Cruise is here. It's a star-studded owner's box tonight.
That box has got a lot of money in it. I don't know what you're doing.
A lot of it's yours.
I'm going to go pander over there. It's a little money over there. Tom Cruise, Peter Berg.
Of course, this is Jamie Foxx, the Academy Award winner in 2004 for the movie Ray in Any Given Sunday. So many movie credits. Why are you here tonight?
Thasman! I'm here for Thasman.
My buddy.
That's my buddy. For one, I'm huge fans of all of you guys, and I'm a huge sports fan. You know, we did the SVs and everything like that, and I was, talking to your owner, and everybody knows that I'm from Dallas and a Cowboys fan. But I love the Redskins and their spirit and what they're trying to do out here tonight.
Udell Betts trying to make it happen.
And those days of Thanksgiving, seeing the Dallas Cowboys and the Redskins, and I'd like to thank the owner for letting me be a guest here, just hanging out.
Where do you rate in the booth? Are you in the first row, the second row, the third row?
You know what?
Where are you?
I don't know. I see Cruz has the whole front row.
Yeah.
And you know that? I mean, I don't know.
Did he
Maybe I
ban
need to
you
bring
from
my Oscar.
Yeah, you've got one.
Doesn't
that get you in
I
anywhere?
don't know, but he looks good. He looks great. He looks great. So we're kind of like, we're doing a tour. We're hitting everybody's booth. We just popping in people's booth and drinking beers.
How's the food?
How's the food? Food is good.
And each of the
food is good. It's natural. I had some of those crab cakes. You know, Maryland's known for the crab cakes, so it's good.
We get front row in this booth. It's 3rd and 6. Viking pressure picked up. Brunell's pass
great catch
by Randall L. right at the line. The mark will depend if it's a first down or not.
That's why Randall L. wanted to come here. He had places to go, but he felt like Al Saunders was going to give him a chance to contribute as a receiver. Only he contributed about 3 times a game when he was with the Pittsburgh Steelers on the offensive side of the ball. Knew he was a kick returner, got the chance here. We've seen him already get more balls tonight.
And that's your kind of guy, a high school quarterback. You were a high school quarterback,
high school quarterback, passed over 1,000 yards in Terrell, Texas, population 12,000, where we do it down there in Texas. Friday night lights, come holler at us. Thasman! We used to do it down there.
As they get the ball set up here and check the spot for the first down. I want to ask you about Any Given Sunday, because we've had a terrific run of movies and sports movies, and you really go back to Any Given Sunday in '99. What kind of legacy did that movie leave for sports movies?
Well, I think what it did, it raised the bar. Oliver Stone really wanted to do that movie as real as he could do it, and we were lucky by having real football players down there, from U-Niners to Lawrence Taylor, who actually played in the movie. And I had some experiences being quarterback in high school, so when you were shooting the movie, you didn't have to shoot to somebody's hands, to somebody's feet. He could actually hold it. We could actually throw the ball with LL and Bill Bellamy and Jim Brown on the set. So that's what really made it authentic. When you look at a sports movie, you want it to be authentic.
So what other sports movies have kind of changed the bar to make it more relevant?
I mean, I know it's been a lot of movies, but I go back to even like The Longest Yard, the first one. I go back to the movies that had not only the sports aspect of it, but the heart to it too. And that's a lot of it. When you can capture the heart of the film, that's what really makes everything fall in place.
You're boys with Tom. Well, we'll get to it after the play. Call the play, because we want to ask you about Tom Cruise, because you guys are boys from Collateral.
For shiggity.
First down for the Redskins from the 41. And
get up.
Betts back in, no gain.
Okay. He won't come in here and talk to us.
Why?
No, he won't.
Go get him.
We want to know, how's he behaving in there?
TC, let me explain something to you. Tom Cruise is the most genuine person that you'll ever meet. And the guy is, like I always tell Tom sometimes, I say, you know what? Sometimes you're giving him too much, because all we want to do is just go to your movies and have a great time. And he's going through some things right now that is wonderful. He has a great daughter. He has his girl with him, and things are absolutely great for him. And that's all. You know, he's been through a lot of things, but I guarantee you he's going to be the man to look out for in the future.
2nd and 10, Brunell's throw for Chris Cooley, the tight end.
Got to air it out.
See, Jill, you got the Academy Award nomination for Collateral.
Yeah.
He didn't get squat for that. I'm surprised he talks to you at all.
But I guarantee you, he was the best. He was the reason that you have that. Because if you look at when he did the movie with what's the other guy he was with? Cuba Gooding? Yeah, that movie, the one that I didn't get cast in.
Jerry Maguire.
Yeah, Jerry Maguire.
Did you want that role?
But
I was in that movie.
Of course I wanted to.
I was in that movie
One you didn't
for
get
2
cast.
seconds, but I was
great. That was great. But
sorry
the thing about it, you have to have somebody like Tom Cruise, who is that superstar, in order for you to get that light. So I give him a lot of props for allowing me to allow me to shine.
3rd and 4. Betts has blockers.
That's gonna be a touchdown.
Liddell Betts took it to the 11-yard line. The ball came out.
Oh, but it's out of bounds.
It was, and it's a first down.
That's the versatility of the offense that Al Saunders brings. What we've seen is a lot of shifting. He runs and runs and runs. Now he crosses the back across the backfield and forces the Minnesota Vikings to chase. Crosses the back across. You get the big guy out front.
That's gonna be a touchdown.
Gain of 24. Let's watch to make sure he's out of bounds when the ball comes out. Ooh, it's very close.
Ball landed out of bounds.
Ball moved forward and out of bounds, was brought back to the spot of the fumble. Then after the ball was dead, unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense, number 97. Half the distance to the goal, automatic. First down.
Spencer Johnson, after the ball is dead, takes it inside the 10.
You compound it by committing the unsportsmanlike conduct. After a big gain like that, defensively, you go do something and give them more yardage, which only gets these fans more involved.
Yeah, and the fans are great here. Got to give a shout out to all the fans here. What is it, 94,000 deep?
Yeah, just a few.
Yeah, that's a few fans. Theismann, I know you love playing. This is great. This is great out here, man.
It's a world I love, Jamie.
Yeah,
just
man,
like I know how much you love yours.
Yeah, man, and being in Dallas and to come to see the fans here, that's what's great about it.
Next week, the Redskins go to Dallas.
I'm going to come see you down there. That's what makes football, man.
First and goal. Portis left side. Reading blocks.
And he gets
into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington Redskins.
It's a really big deal that Clinton Portis scored it, isn't it? Well, I mean, considering how quickly he went out in the preseason, how upset he was at everything that happened, to come back in a game where there was the notion that he would not play at all, to make that touchdown lifts everybody on that team because he's the most important guy on the offense.
John Hall to tack on the extra point. Because of the Vikings missed extra point earlier, the lead is for Clinton Portis, 50th NFL touchdown.
Wow. Clinton Portis has a second gear and a third gear. Look at how he gets behind Mike Sellers. We can talk about the running of the running back, but it's the guys up front that create it. The block that Mike Sellers made, just by lowering the shoulder, allows Clinton to turn the corner and get to the end zone. If he doesn't make that block, Clinton probably gets knocked out on the 2. Such power. And the nice thing about this offense, he struggled a couple of years ago when he came here because they changed the blocking up front. When Al Saunders came here, didn't do a lot with the running game. Put a lot of fancy stuff in the passing game, but kept the running game the same, and therefore allowed Clinton to just slowly continue to gradually get better and better into it.
I was ready to knock Al Saunders, of course, but now they're showing what they can do. He's got a 700-page playbook, which is thicker than the Gutenberg Bible, though not necessarily as historically significant.
How many pages do you think he's through now?
8. He's got 4 seasons to go with this.
Well, if I got a Portis, I'm going to run him. I got a Portis, man. I was down on the field meeting Portis. I mean, to see this guy up close, man, is a specimen. And I love the haircut, Portis. Keep it jiggy, baby.
That's a new one. That's a new look.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that tomorrow.
I don't know that you want to say specimen around football players all the time with all the testing they have to go through, Jay.
Hey, but you know what? They have to do it. I mean, you know, in order to keep the game respectful. I remember when Theismann was playing and all these other guys played it, when they were playing it above board and there was no, you know, nobody, hankering with their bodies and stuff like that. So you really have to take a look at it in a serious way, because I look at the guys that played the game back at that time as real men and real players, and some of these guys, you know, doing what they do, but you got to stay on them.
Derek Frost, very short kickoff. Troy Williamson looking for the corner. Chased by Thrash. Run out of bounds by Wright at the 40-yard line.
All right, Jamie, we want to bring you into this. Clinton Portis is unique. He dresses up differently all the time. Here's Southeast Jerome. We're going to ask you to pick the best one. Doctor, I don't know. Sheriff going to get you.
That's got to be it.
You think that's it?
That's got to be it.
Dollar bill?
Dollar bill.
How about Reverend going to change? These were all from last year. Kid Rose Sweets. You're still sticking with what you got, Coach Janky Spanky?
I might have to go with the Reverend.
You think so?
I think the Reverend is the one.
That's some ideas.
The Reverend is the one.
That's some ideas for your next movie.
Oh, man, yeah. That's why next ESPYs, whenever we do it.
God, I hope you do it.
Portis did that last year every Thursday when he met the media. They liked it. He kept doing it. It created a lot of fun. First down for Johnson. Brad is hit as he tried to step up. The ball is free, and the Vikings have recovered. It will be second down. Redskins thought they had it, but great pressure by Washington, and Demetric Evans again.
When I talked to Greg Williams, the defensive coordinator of the Redskins, he said what we want to do is we want Brad Johnson to pull the ball down. He starts to go, pulls it down. As soon as he reloads, that's exactly what they're looking for because they know they can bring the pressure outside as well as up the middle. That's two big plays by Evans. He knocked down a screen pass. Now he manages to knock the ball out of Brad Johnson's hand.
Matt Burke was the guy on the spot. The center recovered the fumble. Second down, and Taylor is running right into the line, and he's stopped. Jamie, we'd love to have you up here. Thanks for helping us kick it off here on ESPN's Monday Night Football.
Congratulations on the Academy Award for Ray.
Thank you, brother. Dasman, anytime, son. We got 2 of these tomorrow, Dasman. I hope you're there. And then we're going to go to Pootie's.
That's right. Me and you.
The Academy Award winner, Jamie Foxx. Thanks, man. Be well. And let us know how things are going in the box over there, will you?
Money. Tell Tom to come over. Oh, Dan Snyder will give you money. Tell him you're eligible. You'll get money.
Third down coming up. Redskins charged by this sellout crowd of almost 92,000. Johnson complete to Williamson, but did he hang on? Snyder says no, and he's correct. Fourth down.
Oh, boy. Brad Johnson gets the ball out of his hand long before Troy Williamson ever comes out of his break. Look at the perfect throw again.
That's 2 for him. That's 2 drops on 2 big passes. One that could have been a touchdown, and now this one, it's a first down.
Now Dan Snyder's doing a little refereeing.
Kluwe, who's trying to kick it with hang time and directionally to limit the impact of Randall L. But Antoine's still been a punting factor. 36-yard kick, Randall L. from the 24. Spinorama took him out of bounds, and a loss of 3. So the Redskins offense settling in here a little bit. Clinton Portis back on the field off a touchdown on the last drive to put Washington on top by 4.
South Africa's top performers now playing on ESPN.
September 11, and on this day in 1935, Hayden Bunton, one of the greatest Australian footballers ever, won a record 3rd Brownlow medal. The medal is awarded annually to the best and fairest players in the Australian Football League, as adjudged by the field umpires. Also on this day, world champion distance runner Qiu Zhanjie smashed the 1,500 metres record at the Chinese National Games in Beijing. Her time of 3 minutes 50.46 seconds was 2 seconds inside the previous best time, which had been set 13 years previously. September 11 was also the day 2 rally drivers and a television cameraman ended up in hospital after a spectacular accident during the Australian Rally Super Series in Tasmania. Amazingly, the cameraman suffered only a bruised shoulder, whilst the driver of the car broke his arm and his co-driver suffered concussion.
Major League Baseball on ESPN. Wednesday from Detroit. One more time, the Rangers' lack of pitching became their Achilles heel, but they hope to make a difference in the playoffs when they visit the Tigers. Rangers, Tigers, Wednesday live on ESPN.
This is the first end of our Monday Night Football season opening doubleheader. Next stop, Oakland and the San Diego Chargers. We see Phillip Rivers finally take over the Chargers as quarterback after Drew Brees moved to New Orleans. With LaDainian Tomlinson, Antonio Gates all on display against Randy Moss and the Raiders. Coming up Game 2 of our Monday Night Football season opening doubleheader. Redskin drive starts from their own 25. Clinton Portis. Gain of 7.
Special teams big plays wasn't a part of the Redskins last year, but with the acquisition of Antoine Randall, he gives you excitement, but he can't do it alone. That's Sean Taylor closing in to set a wall. I guess you could call that setting a wall. That's Carlos Rogers coming in to absolutely set the other part of the wall. And then Antoine